Hey guys, welcome to another episode of Warrior Visions. And I wanted to try something different. Uh kind of. I mean, it's not different in the world of War Divisions community because a lot of people do this. But it's kind of different for me. And I wanted to just cover Arena weekly, or at least give highlights to my uh battles as I climb up the arena ranks every week, because I wanted to come up with a way to keep War Vision's videos popping up on my channel. And the best way to do that is to do something that's weekly or monthly or whatever. I can't do daily, that's too much. um, but the best way to come up with that is do something weekly, like I do with my Future Race video. Every week I do survival week run, because every week the survival week changes. So why not do that for Water Visions? Because every week, or almost every week in Arena, things change. So I haven't been doing much reviews on MR lower units. I'm sorry about that. It is summertime, like I said, and it gets tough trying to sit down to work a review on them. But I still want to find a way to showcase them or just have fun playing with them, because I still feel like there's not many videos out there. There have been more videos lately, which I'm happy for. Like, people are now starting to see the uses of MR units. They're never gonna be like top tier. Maybe a few, one or two might stand out, but um, like, they're never gonna be meta defining. But they're definitely a lot of fun to play with. Can Are very helpful, and they can be used in arena to climb. Um, it's not easy, I'll tell you that. But my goal for these weekly arena videos is just to showcase teams I'm using, and see how they stack up against the top players. It's gonna be Footage will be taken from top 500 um rankings. So obviously, the closer I am to number one, the harder it's gonna be. But that's the goal, and it's only gonna be highlights. So I'm only gonna show wins or very very close matches, whether it's still win or loss. Um, I do get devastated at times. I do get demolished at times. Sorry. Uh, and it's a lot of trial and error. So if you're trying to find a guide or something that helps you soar to the top to number one, this is not it. This is more just a fun weekly video that I'm gonna try to do and see how it goes from there. Um, and if I showcase MR units that I haven't really talked about, I'll talk about briefly here. I think that's just that might be better. I haven't decided if I'm gonna go back to the format of reviewing MR lower units, especially because they keep bringing out updates to the lower units, making them much better and still playable, and I appreciate that. I really do. It's just with life, it's hard to keep up and try to pump out these videos, the review videos, quickly enough to for them to be relevant. And I also don't want to. I feel like if I take too long, I get discouraged of making those videos. Anyway, without further ado, because I don't want this to be long, we're gonna introduce the teams that I use. So the rules that I set upon myself for these weekly videos is: one, I always use a bonus unit, bonus VC, and a bonus sub VC. That's mandatory. I have to at least use one. I have to use one of each. Two, I have to implement MR or lower rated unit into my team, whether they're bonus or not. I gotta put them in the team somehow. This is this is just my personal rules. You do not have to follow these rules. Play whoever you want to play and however you want to play. This is how I'm doing it. So just expect that each week for each team that I display. It's going to be a bonus unit with the bonus VCs and MR unit. So without further ado, we're going to just go over the teams real quick, and then the battles are going to be soon after. So team 1 is Tidus, Craces, and Laura Croft. Tidus recently got his master ability 2, which makes him more an effective damage dealer and kind of a slightly better tank unit. So he could take slash and missile attacks a little bit better, but he does dish out more damage. And he is the bonus unit of this week. Let me go over the bonus units real quick, actually. The bonus units for this week are these units and these cards. I only could do based on what I have and what I have built. So it's gonna be interesting on some weeks. So Tidus is the bonus 75. So I equipped his card, and I put the Odin card in the secondary slot, so that way he gets the full benefits of his card, and then some of Dark Odin's effects. And he's built to be bruiser like, so he has survival vest to take some hits. And he will start with Saintly Wall because he's under Paladin sub-job. But I also gave him Odoa's apron, so he could gain more defense piercing rate into his attacks. And then he's on Odin for more damage. And Odin can be built for bruisers as well, because Odin also has slash and missile resistance onto him, and it helps Tidus take more damage from those types of attacks. Craces here is our MR unit for this team. She's built to pair up with Laura Croft, and she's with her EX120 upgrades, she does get Kneecapper, which doesn't really play much of a role on this map. It's more better for those hilly maps. But she's a single target damage dealer, because she doesn't have a lot of AoE attacks, and she does have AP consumption down on her double shot upgrade. And because of that, this allows her to do more moves better. More moves more often, even while under low AP. So I decided to give her the Jewel Ring +6, so that way, whenever she crits, which she does often, she could recover at least 5 AP from that. And then it just combos with the consumption down for that move. But other than that, she's here to pair with Laura Croft. Laura Croft is the main damage dealer. When she's paired up with Craces, I have her with Tomb Raider sub job and main job. This way she could do more single target attacks, because a lot of her single target attacks do piercing or raise her evasion. So true shot, no, not true shot, I believe her piercing is in her sub job. Well, dead aim, I think it's piercing. No, that's not piercing. I have that one off though. I think it's in her sub job. Yeah, so open wound's a piercing attack, and that's about it. I thought she had another one. Maybe she does, but she's on that, so she could do a lot of single target hits. With the way this map is, the map is huge, so it's great for rangers. That's why they're paired up with each other. And I have her hanging back with the bow tie, so that way they could buff up a bit more. Her and Craces. The only downside is when using this team, Craces has this habit of moving forward a lot more, so she tends to die first. But in most cases, that's fine. I don't mind if she dies first because then my chances of winning actually increase because they went after her instead of going after these two. But you're gonna see in action that this is a pretty good team, especially if they could get the first hits. Second team number 2 is similar. The only difference is instead of Graces is Uni, and when I'm using this team, I switch Laura from her Tomb Raider sub job to Ranger sub job because Laura then gets access to stuff like Sharpshoot, Barrage. Those are the two main things that I use. And Barrage will help Uni out with his EX120 move, which is Arrowfall. Now, when you're in the top ranks for Arena, currently, as of making this video, there's a lot of units that like to cast Haste. Tidus casts Haste, Lumer casts Haste, you have Velis, Gilgamesh. There's a lot of unit casting Haste. So, Uni here is going to be using Arrowfall to nullify Haste and quicken moves and removes Haste altogether. And it has a huge range. And because the map is huge itself, he gets to activate his bells, and then the next turn he's gonna Arrowfall onto units. And even if they don't have Haste, he still removes the ability to CT change for 3 turns, which means they can't apply any CT changes for those 3 turns. I did turn off Barrage because Barrage is a stronger move than Arrowfall. Arrowfall is really low damage. And because it's low damage, sometimes Uni prioritizes Barrage more than Arrowfall. And he'll prioritize Barrage even when the unit has Haste on them, if he's close enough. Because Arrowfall does have more range, but if he's able to move in range for a Barrage, then he'll do that instead of Arrowfall. So I had to turn that off. It still does respectful damage. It's just not gonna do as much damage as Barrage. But that's why I have Laura under Ranger, because then Laura can chain with her Barrage, and her Barrage will do more damage. And then he's just on sub Ranger for the Sharpshoot melee. But that's what he's for. And other than that, this team functions kind of the same way, but this team is more to combat those Astrius teams with Tidus and teams that like to do Haste. The third and final team is the team I had the most trouble with, but I have a lot of fun trying to figure it out. It's still hard to use them, but I didn't want to keep using Tidus as the bonus unit, and the only other bonus unit I had built up is Renell here. I did acquire Orin, even though I didn't say I was going to go for him. I got him in a random paid 51 pull, and he just appeared. And I was like, oh, okay. So I'm raising him up. He's going to be done. There's only like 2 days of Final Fantasy X left. But he'll be done before then. I just don't think I'll have him done in time for him to be a bonus unit. So I'll just have to use him another time. So Renell here was our recent MR unit. And she's pretty good. She's almost like Shadow Lynx. But I feel like she's different than Shadow Lynx in a way. I'm still working with her to try to figure her out. And this team that I built doesn't highlight her to her fullest, but it still does enough. So her biggest thing is that she's an operative, and operatives love to use statuses and chaining moves to do their damage. So she has access to her upgraded move here, which her upgraded 3-hit move that inflicts blind and lowers agility. Normally, I think it just does the blind and agility, but the upgraded version of this move also destroys barriers. So that's what I want her to do. I want her to do this so she could destroy barriers, inflict blind, and lower the agility. And those three are huge, especially the blind part, because if she blinds the opponent, it will be harder for her to get hit, especially if that opponent is using slash moves, because she has access to is it this? Yeah, this move. This allows her to increase her evasion rate along with allies around her, and she raises her own slash attack evasion rate. So that means if they're doing a slash attack, she's even more likely to dodge. And this is an upgraded move, because normally this just raises evasion rate, and I think it does something else. I don't remember. But this also has the added ability to remove courage. So if I'm facing Astrius, then I can remove his courage, and then he'll have to either apply it again, or he'll just never apply it because he's too close to attacking. He'll start attacking, and it will make it easier to kill him off. This move is pretty nice. This is her 120 skill move. It will raise her own defense piercing rate, so she'll do more damage, and she'll recover AP upon critical hit. And she does critical hits pretty well. She only needs to land one critical hit to gain that AP recovery. The only downside to this is that even though it raises her own piercing rate, the damage is minimum. I wish the damage was just a bit more. Maybe medium damage. That would have been great. So she isn't high on the damage side, honestly, unless she's using moves like Toxic. But the point of her is to make her very, very evasive, so she could be like an annoying little bug, pretty much. And then she's on operative sub job, mainly for disinformation, because it's a long range move that lowers accuracy and agility, so it really helps her out. And if she's able to survive an attack, she can at least absorb some of that damage back with Drain Zone. But once she gets hit, she most likely goes down. The other sub job you want to put her on under is Sniper, but I noticed she uses her sniping moves more often than she does Gloombound Trinity, and I'd rather her use Gloombound Trinity to increase her survivability. But overall, she's built for evasion, and she does have damage to her, thanks to having this Ninja Blade, the Winter Cloak, and then she's on Laura's backpack, mainly because I have some pink trust stones on this one, and it provides evasive stats for her. I might change that around in the future, but not right now. I'm slowly getting those trust stones, those pink trust stones built. She's paired with Joker because Joker is pretty good, and Joker can provide some protection for her. If nothing else, Joker will be able to do more damage off her chains when she builds the chains up, and then he finishes off with his attacks. And then I needed ice or water unit to use the VCs, because there's only one dark VC, or one VC that works with the dark, and that's Black Rose's card. Initially I had Dark Odin, but I decided, because I wanted her to be as evasive as possible with this kind of team, because this team isn't an evasion team. She's just evasive on her own. I did give Gilgamesh the bonus agility card here, so she could gain some more evasive tactics. And then this card will give Gilgamesh some more agility on his own. And the whole point of Gilgamesh here is just to pop bells, pop his armor, his barrier, and to use Kontetsu. That's his main goal. Once he does that, then these two can go to town to do their slash attacks and hopefully wipe out the enemy units. But alright, that's the rundown of the team. Hope you guys enjoyed the battle. Again, I'm going to try to do this weekly, and next week's introduction would be a lot shorter. All right, thank you. Take care. Right now we're facing a Leela. Um, I forget his name. I don't know why I'm forgetting his name right now. Sadali. There you go. Sadali and Jueme. So let's see how this goes because Gilgamesh has the type advantage. However, he's um he I we'll see. I just remember I did turn off his protective ward, which actually I should have turned it on before fighting Sadali because that helps against fighting against Sadali, but against other units is not very helpful, and it messes up Gilgamesh's turn order. So let's see if having it off plays a role. It also depends on if this Sadali uses the limit break or not. But if he does, then next time I turn it on and see how how it works out there. So Joker's gonna do his aim fire onto Renelle. She doesn't have sniper ability, but that's fine. It's mainly for himself. Renelle is probably gonna be able to get her shield up, and as long as she doesn't take damage, she's gonna have a significant agility boost, which is gonna help her evasion a lot. Joker is in range to hit Jume from this length, which is going to be helpful. Jume is going to move in and do some damage to Gilgamesh, or is she targeting Joker? Let's see. No, Gilgamesh. Oh, Gilgamesh took that pretty well. But now she's going to get hit with a Trinity attack, leaving her blind and agility down, which is going to be helpful. Alright, so Vernell dodges Little Leela's attack, which is great. So now we got our Katetsu, lower the slash damage. And now Joker's going to come in and do her Swift Strike, lower their magic attack. So we're going to get another Trinity off, and that's going to be 2 KOs here. But Sadali takes down Gilgamesh, just like in the story, I think. Or that's what he wants to do in the story. But Joker gets his revenge and knocks out Sadali. Here we have a Tidus, Ildyra, I can't say her name, and Astrius at 115. Astrius at 115 is pretty strong still. You do not want to underestimate a 115 Astrius at all. Especially with a Tidus that can haste him and he can do some damage, then yeah, you don't want to underestimate him. Sorry about that. Ildyra on the team means that we're going to get some instant heals, and she's going to raise resistance buffs for the party as well from her 120 skill. She's a really good unit to level up at 120. I haven't had a chance to do it, but that 120 skill of raising 3 different types of resistance can come in handy. See, Pierce, Slash, and Missile. Those are probably the top 3 attack types you see often. So to be able to raise resistance for that does help out. And Katetsu might just negate that. On top of that, she can raise magic resistance from her Spellblade job. So you're protecting yourself from magic as well. So we're not in range for Katetsu. Joker's going to get his mini bells up. We got a haste here. Haste is not on Astrius, thankfully. It looks like this Ildyra is going to be built for attacking as well. So we'll see how that goes. We're still not in range for Katetsu, which means Tidus is going to get first hit, sadly. Was able to dodge both. They were both able to dodge Ildyra's attack. They lined up for a Sidewinder, which is great. And now we got a Trinity Bond, which is even better. Unfortunately, no blind. Are we going to get Katetsu too? Yes. So their team's severely damaged. Renelle dodges that attack. What does Astrius do? the 115 Astrius actually plays a major role because Vernell was able to dodge that. Normally, she can't really dodge Astrius attacks. I mean, if you build a completely evasive and nothing else, all evasion stuff, she has a chance of dodging. But this team is not made for evasion, just her being evasive. Because I want Joker to be doing more damage than dodging. But we managed to win that, so that's perfect. Alright. We're going up against a Velis, Cetia, and Eliza. However you say her name. We're going to try to go after teams that love to cast haste, or at least has a unit that has the capability of casting haste, because the player could just simply turn off haste, or not use the sub job that has haste. But we'll see. Let's see how this goes. It should go pretty well because all of my practice runs with Uni and Lore have proved very, very successful. Alright, so we're gonna Eliza's gonna start here with her agility attack buff. Laura's gonna go into to Uni to power his attack up, while Tidus here Tidus here is gonna cast his Saintly Wall Shield, so now he's a bit bulky. So we got our first instance of haste. Uni's far enough so he could cast Bells, AP Restoration, and that's gonna really play a role because we want to be able to keep attacking with Uni. A lot of issues with the SR units are the fact that they suffer from AP issues, so you have to use acquire AP up or Bells, stuff like that, so that they could keep being effective in battle. But because of their haste, they're gonna get first attack. Uni is able to take fire hits pretty well, so I'm not worried about Cetia. It's more Eliza, because this is her map. She's gonna do damage. So let's see. We're in range, so we got Arrow Fall Off, which actually knocks out Cetia. We're gonna get a cheer off here because these two already haste. Laura's gonna cast her Trustmaster buff. Get some range and critical damage up. Eliza's gonna do her attack. Laura dodges. This Eliza doesn't have much range because she moved forward to do her attack, and Tidus just knocks her out in one shot. Laura's gonna come in and not do anything because she's not in range. Uni's gonna move up and not in range either. Boy, that Velis is really far away. So we're just gonna buff up here. Velis is gonna cast his protective shell because he's like, oh crap, I'm screwed. My ladies went down. So we got another arrow fall, so now he's no longer gonna be able to use his haste moves. Velis goes in with his LB, which is 100% hit, and is gonna knock out Laura, Sally. But this is gonna give Tidus opportunity to move in to do some damage to Velis. Not before Yudi does some more arrow attacks onto him. So now his movement is -1. Tidus is gonna move in closer to do some damage. So we're just gonna keep poking with arrows until Tidus could start attacking, which he does. He gets a defense down, and Velis is just stuck on healing mode at this point. So we're just gonna keep raining arrows, and that's it. I think we won this. Yeah, we won this because we have 2 units versus just Velis. Not a win I wanted, but a win nevertheless. Alright, so we're up against Astrius, Celes, and a level 107 Tidus. So let's see how this goes. I do have to say this loading time is atrocious, but I understand because it does have to take a while to load up everything that goes on. So I can't really get too mad. So even though Tidus is at level 107. His goal is to cast haste onto the group. As long as he's able to do that, then it's a success. Because his other mission is just to help build up chains so that Astrius could just hit really, really hard. Because Astrius does hit hard. But we're going to try to stop that with Uni, and hopefully we succeed. So he's casting haste here, but unfortunately Celes moves out the way, which I think which means only he's going to get haste. Yep. However, my Tidus is going to be able to haste Lore as well. Their Tidus decides to cast Cheer, which is still going to be a problematic. So we get an arrow fall, so now no more haste for the Tidus and no more haste onto Celes. So we got a Cheer buff here. Laura's going to cast her Tracker, so that way she could do even more damage. She's going to dodge Celes' attack. Tidus continues to cheer because he wants to cheer. Taunting Blade from Tidus, so now both my ranger units are going to be safe for a time being, as long as they're not too close to Tidus. Tidus just needs to pull away from them, and then we're fine. So we got another attack off of Celes. Laura was able to dodge. What Uni's going to do here? Uni's going to do Arrow Fall, so no more haste again. Knocks out the Tidus. Then we got I think that was a Blade Bash, knocking out Celes. So all that's left is Astrius against 3 units. And it's going to be enough because he just decimates Laura. Alright, so Uni here is going to do Punishing Arrow, which is definitely going to help. So we got another, I think that was a Blade Bash. I wasn't paying attention to move. Knock him down to Courage. Uni's going to do the final attack. And boom, knock out the Astrius. You saw it here first. Uni, SR unit, knocks down one of the top tier meta units of the game. Ha 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 ha. No, I'm just joking. I'm clearly just playing. But that was pretty much fun. If I'm pretty sure that the tide of that battle would have changed a bit if the Tidus was at 120. Alright, so we're going to go against Fire Team, Cetia, K.Mont, and Yuna. Clearly this is an elemental advantage. However, if they're in top 500 with all these water units running around, I suspect that they have stuff to combat water. And Yuna is no joke at all. So we'll see how this goes. As long as Cetia goes down, then we have a shot. If we could get down Yuna quick, then we definitely have a shot. Because I am not afraid of K.Mont. But if K.Mont does get close enough, he's going to be able to do his Berserk, which can be a problem. So we open up with Adrenaline onto Croesus and Laura. Croesus is going to do her aim fire onto herself and Laura. So now Croesus is going to be able to hopefully attack next turn, be in range. K.Mont here is moving up really, really quick. So this is going to really determine what's going to happen. So we're going to get our haste from Tidus here, which is great. Croesus is going to attack K.Mont. So we got to break arrow, get rid of his barrier. So we're going to get a cheer. What is Laura going to do? Laura's not in range, so she's going to put her range buff up and increase her damage. Cetia goes after Laura and Tidus. Not doing much damage, which is fine. And K.Mont here is doing what he's supposed to do, which is tanking. So he's taking all these hits pretty well. Yuna's moving in quick too, so she's going to be able to heal up K.Mont if Croesus isn't able to knock him out, so we shall see. Cetia with her AoE Limit Break knocks out Croesus, which is a problem. We do get a Cura. So now what is Tidus going to do? Tidus is going to do Taunting Blade. It does lots of damage to K.Mont. and Laura was able to knock out K.Mont. Unfortunately, K.Mont does have re-range. Cetia's turn. She's sitting in the back. She's going to do some damage to Tidus. Tidus does live. We get a Saintly Wall up, unfortunately, because he ran out of AP. But it's not going to be enough to protect him from K.Mont's attack. So Laura's going to finish the job with her double bullets right before Yuna heals. So now it's just Cetia and Laura. But unfortunately, Laura dies to Cetia. So even though I did have the elemental advantage here, it was not enough. Because like I said, as long as K.Mont does his job, then it's good. Then Cetia just kills things off from far, and it goes from there. Alright, so we have Fire Team, Cetia, K.Mont, and Yuna. Even though it's fire versus water and I have an elemental advantage, that doesn't mean that it's going to be easy for me. The main goal is to take down Cetia. If we could take down Cetia, who's the main damage dealer of the group, our chances of winning increase big time. The thing is, K.Mont is a very tanky person, and he can move up pretty quickly to be able to divert attention to him and away from Cetia. So that combination is pretty good and underutilized. Like, I'm glad to see it being utilized here. I faced this combination before and I lost. So this is kind of like a rematch to see if I could beat it. But as you can see here, we get a unit attack resistant up, move up, and jump up. So K.Mont is just moving up pretty quickly. Yuna is going to be able to catch up because she's going to cast her own move up, jump up, while we're casting our haste. Krasis here moves up to get rid of the barrier on K.Mont, which might help out in the end. Laura's going to attack her, boost up her damage a bit. Cetia moves in to do damage to both of them for staying in the back. And we got a stun off, which kind of sucks. But we have a Taunting Blade now. So now the other two just has to stay away from Tidus, which is going to be hard because Krasis is stunned. So she's going to be stuck in place. And we're going to get a limit break off, which this is the AoE limit break. So I don't know how much damage this is going to do. And it does enough damage to one-shot Krasis. So K.Mont's going to do his thing again. He gets healed up. We get a jet shot, so we get a defense down. And we got double bullets, so we were finally able to get K.Mont down. But re-raise happens. Now Cetia is standing in place, and she's going to go after Tidus. Tidus was able to live, so he's able to quick shot Mont. But now we got to get rid of Yuna and Cetia. Cetia goes down to a double shot. Yuna is going to try to re-raise K.Mont. She fails. Tidus isn't going for normal attack, unfortunately, because he ran out of AP. Yuna's going to go in for something. So we get a blind off, which doesn't really matter because Yuna has a lot of 100% moves in her kit. Yuna's going to try to go for a heal here, but Laura says stop that and shoots her to death. So we got a win there. It wasn't easy. It was almost a loss again. Alright, just some final thoughts on this week's teams. Team 1, although this was a strong hitting team, I wasn't a big fan of it. I probably could have switched around Krasis and Laura's position so that way Krasis wouldn't always move up in front. But I just left it like that because if she wants to move up to front to die, then let her die. She's still accomplishing a goal, distracting the two, and these two were the main damage dealers, with Tidus being a surprisingly decent tank type unit. If I build him more for tanking, I'm pretty sure he could take hits even better, than what he was before his Mastery 2 update. But overall, this was an okay team. Team 2 is what I did like the most. I got the most wins out of my client this week using this team, because a lot of teams love to use haste, and just being able to shut down haste gave me an advantage. Now, there were some cases where Yuna wouldn't survive, and these two would have to carry, but there were other cases where Yuna showed his bulkiness towards some magic attacks and was able to pull his weight. So that was great. The only thing I would probably change is his Esper. He shouldn't be on Leviathan Esper, but I don't know why I put him on Leviathan. Like, he's resonance with Leviathan, but I do need to put him up on other Espers, so that he could gain advantages of, like, missile attack up, stuff like that. But overall, this was my favorite team of this week, and I did enjoy playing this team. Again, Laura's buff was awesome. And then the last team, this team was fun, but this team was hard to use, mainly because I'm using an off element, and Renelle is an evasion unit that I think goes well. Shines better in an all evasive team. If my team had a tank, then she would still shine, because the tank could take away from her being attacked. But when the team's set up like this, it wasn't easy. But I still managed some wins, and I did enjoy it. Renelle proved to be a unit that I'm gonna be using often in the future. And maybe the next time I use her in arena, I'll probably put her in an all evasive team. It just based on what I have access to, what I'm working with for the bonus stuff. And I don't have a lot of ice units to work with, which is why I chose Gilgamesh in the end. As you can see, I only have these to work with. I have a lot of ice units I have to work with or being the next person that I'm getting to 120. But I'm going to try to get her to 120 and Laswell to 120. So that's in the works. Don't know when they're going to be done. But I hope you guys enjoyed these battles. I'll keep improving as the week goes on. Until then, catch you guys later. Peace.